Good day, YouTube. I think it's 25th, possibly the 26th of May 2022. And working on a Honda EU3000is generator. She's a little rough shape. That's just the cover. The rest of it is over here on the cart. We have it significantly taken apart at this point. Working on some issues. This is the third video so far in this series on this machine. I bought this thing for $200, not running. It was on a food truck, and they basically ran it till it didn't run no more. In the first video, we tried to start it and seen what the results were, backfiring out the exhaust and the intake. I left a challenge for y'all to try to tell me what you think's wrong with it. I thought the valves would be tight. In the second video, we determined what was wrong with it, made the proper adjustments, and got it running. So if y'all participated in the guess what's wrong with it segment, and whoever was the first one to get them right got some stickers coming from me, and I'll get those to you. So this is the third video where we're going to take care of some abused maintenance, leftover maintenance that was never done. I don't even know if they even thought about it. Anyway, what we're going to do is get the exhaust opened up. So I've already taken the muffler off, and what we have to do now is take these two screws out, because in this area here is the spark arrestor. And I don't think anything has ever been done on this thing other than I think it's had the oil changes okay, and I think it's, probably had a spark plug in its day. Pretty much that's it. They just run her till she doesn't run no more. In our second video, we determined, because of the blinky lights, this has about 600 hours on it, which is pretty good for a generator of this age. Let me put you up in a stand. Let's get that exhaust taken apart and see what the condition of the spark arrestor is in. They tend to get very carboned up depending on how they're used and quality of fuel. So let's get it out, get it cleaned, make it part of the fix up this generator process. So it's going to take an 8mm socket. I got a 1/4-inch drive one here. I've already broke them loose, but they weren't too bad, all things considered. It does have a welded nut on it. One comes in from one direction and one comes in from the other direction. Obviously you can't get to this one, so good job Honda for not making this thing too hard to work on. So far it has been fine to work on. Nothing too buried, etc., etc. So there's the two bolts. I've never had one of these apart, so. Oh, there's another one in here, isn't there? Yep. There's one right there. Gotta get that one out. Little support. Three little bolts there. I'll just throw that on the ground there. And there is the spark arrestor. Let me find me a little screwdriver. Something to pry that out of there with. Fight us a little bit. How bad do you think it's going to be? Alright, let me beat on it for a minute. Alright, we moved over to the vise because it's going to require a little work. Oh, it's just moving though. Let's beat on it just side to side. I think that'll help. Obviously we're just tapping, but there we go. Oh yeah. It's you can see through it. I mean, it's got carbon on it, but it's not horrible. But we'll get it cleaned up. They recommend like a metal brush, and then probably like some carb cleaner to get rid of that carbon and stuff. So let's what have I got handy here? Found a little stainless brush. Oh yeah. You can get new ones of these. I did check them online. They're like $17, probably plus freight. But shouldn't be any reason to have to replace it. We'll just clean it up. Alright, I'll go out and hit it with some carb cleaner. Clean it up, bring it back, put it in. Alright. Cleaned up nicely. You can see all the way through it. It's good. Whoops, sorry. Good to go. Good to go. Set that back in there. Put this pipe back on. The little bolts. And that little job is done. Alright, let me put the rest of them in. The little Phillips head built into these bolts does help you get them started. And we'll get them tightened up with the 8mm socket. Yeah. Right. And we're tight. Alright, good. That ends this piece of the project anyway. Set that aside. Alright, let's make a parts list now. So this air filter needs to be replaced, but I just noticed something. This is my air filter stash over here. And it appears every time I run across something I think I'll run across again when I'm redoing ride mowers and etc., I always grab extra filters or find the best deal on, you know, half a dozen at a time or something. This appears to be the same air filter. Right on. So I got one. That's cool. Alright, let's make a list. I'm going to go online and get some parts, and next time we'll start putting some stuff on this. So I need valve cover gasket, exhaust gaskets, and not too much else. I'll order a couple extra spark plugs for it because they work in other things, etc., etc. So I'll check back with you when some parts arrive and we'll finish up this video. Alright, it's the same day. We got a little more time. I got Autumn Bear. Autumn, can you say hi, everybody? It's hard to keep up with. You say hi, everybody? Yeah, my big helper. She hurt her foot. We patched it up as we could here. So there's a kind of a filter water separator on the bottom of the fuel shutoff on the bottom of the tank. We're gonna have to pull the rest of the air box out of here to get to it. So a few 10 millimeters, 2 or 3 in there somewhere. We'll pull that air box out. We'll get in there and we'll pull a cup off the bottom of that fuel separator and get that cleaned out. And we'll probably drain the carburetor bowl with whatever's in there just to get out, you know, in case there's water or something in there. I didn't really suspect carburetor issues, but it wasn't running perfect, but the exhaust was off of it too. All that's kind of got to be in place, your correct back pressure and all that jazz. So let me pull the air box. We'll get in there and show you what I find on the that little filter separator. Well, there's that fuel petcock with the bowl underneath right there. I think it's a 10 millimeter. Most of them are. We're going to get in there and with a socket or wrench or something and spin that thing off of there, and we'll see what's in it. Probably we'll close that petcock before we do that. Alright, here's what we got. Wow. Amazingly clean. Amazingly clean. I'll be darned. Who'd have thunk? From as dirty as this thing is on the outside, and I'm pretty sure it's never been cleaned before, I'm impressed. Okay, I'm wrong. I don't have enough hands to show you, but I went digging in there with a screwdriver and I realized that is sediment. It was just half full of sediment and it looked super smooth and shiny. You can see I dug it up a little bit with a screwdriver. Yeah, it's half full of sediment. My bad. Okay, I'll get her clean. Alright, that's what came out. Right there. Yep. And now it's all clean. Alright, let's put her back in. Hey guys, it's Friday morning. I haven't seen parts yet. Maybe later today. But I wanted to hear this thing run, so I put the exhaust back together and put it back on with the old gaskets. And I'm going to fire it up and see how it runs and let it run for a little bit, which I haven't, done because it's been so noisy. And I just want to hear it run quiet, so let's do that. So pull the choke, gas on, hit the key, and see what happens. So some of that noise actually coming from the crankcase. I don't know if that's normal or what. I don't have anything to compare it to. But anyway, I did want to hear it run quiet. Now I've done that, so I think we're okay. I don't think the carburetor's all goofed up or anything, so guess we're just waiting for parts. Now you heard it run. Well, guys, we got the thing cleaned up today, and I just pulled the recoil starter out of it. So, I mean, we didn't clean it up perfect, but, you know, we just used some degreaser and a whole bunch of towels, and we got it 80%. Close enough. Also, this thing's not had a charmed life. I think she's bounced out of somebody's hands or a pickup truck a time or two, and some things are bent. As I was taking stuff apart, I realized, you know, things are bent. I might try to straighten a couple things up, but my history is you can never straighten everything the same, so it might be very difficult to put back together. If you don't, I mean, sometimes it's better off just leave it alone. So we might leave it alone. Just taking out some of the pieces. The recoil pain in the butt. So I took the control panel off, got a long Phillips screwdriver to take the fuel valve off. Gonna put a new one on this one anyway. And I did wrestle it out of this hole, but I had to take all this loose here and kind of pry it out of the way. And there's bolts under here, bolts up here. I mean, 10 millimeter takes all this stuff off. You gotta look careful to find all the bolts. So I wrestled it out of there. I'm not the first person to look at this. Already I could tell one of the plastic cover screws is missing. That one's gone. This one's here. This thing didn't sound the greatest, and the rope is broken. These do not look like they're bottomed out. Let's look at it real quick. Just want to see if they're even tight, what I'm working with here. Yeah, they're tight. Just a washer, I guess. Boy, these sure look loose. Oh, that is loose. It is loose. I thought I saw some loose screws in here. So, I don't know. I wish these things weren't so expensive. It's like $175 part. And this one sounds bad, the rope's broke, and I know I'm going to open this thing up. It's going to be a mess and a pain in the butt. Probably take 2 hours to reassemble the thing. But we got to take it apart, figure out what's going on, and if I can put a new rope in it, so forth. Like I say, the motor does work. This doesn't sound good. It sounds like there's something amiss in that. So, I think that screw is loose also. Gosh, this is so hard for me looking at the camera. Yeah, I could put like a full turn on it. Is it bound up? No, too hard to do one-handed. I'm going to take this inside where I got a cleaner bench, and let's take it apart. See what the hell happens. Right, so just take out the, I think there's 1, 2, 3 screws here. 1, 2, 3 screws here. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then this plastic cover comes off, right? Like so. Good so far. Take this gear off. Good. Whoops, lost a washer. We'll inspect the teeth. That looks okay. Put that there. Get the washer back where it came from. Aluminum gear. Looks okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep, we got missing teeth. Danger. I'm gonna go online right now, see if I can get that gear. I hope I can, for maybe 20 bucks instead of 175 bucks for the whole thing. Let me see what I come up with. All right, we're on partstreetcom. I'm not going to post a link. You guys can find this. Most of the places that sell Honda parts, they're all linked to the same manufacturer website, same part number. The prices will be slightly different, but nothing significant. So we need that gear right there. That's number 15. We scroll over here to number 15. There's the gear. It's $43.36. It'll be plus shipping, so it's going to be a little over 50 bucks. But the entire unit, if I can find my mouse, is $196.11 here. You can get it, I've seen it, I think on Amazon. I've seen it on maybe eBay for like $175. So I'm going to go look a little bit on other sites for that gear. And then we'll have to take this thing further apart to be sure everything else is okay. Yeah, I hate to get all the way to that spring, but hopefully there's a way to undo the rope and get the rope replaced without screwing up the spring. So what's happened is somebody went in there to see what was wrong with the starter, and they took it all apart. They took that nut off and they popped that spring, so it's only got like one wrap right now. You'd never start it with one wrap. Alright, I'm just going to go look a little deeper. I'm going to get that thing coming one way or another, and we'll get back to you. You know, it's kind of what it sounded like. It was skipping or something, but I guess it could be worse. So I'll check back with you when I got something more to show you. But we're not putting it all the way back together today, even this weekend. Alright, I went online. You can get that gear anywhere else. Parts Tree or a company like that that sells Honda parts. It's going to link you again to the factory parts. And that's where you're going to find this stuff. It's not available anywhere else. You can get the whole starter assembly. So again, a bit cheaper, Amazon or eBay, in that $175, $180 range. That's what it is. So I took a 12mm socket. This is a right-hand thread, not left. So I've loosened this up, and I brought you back because this thing's spring-loaded. You know this spring's going to go everywhere when you undo this bolt. And I'm not going through this alone, so y'all are going with me when this thing goes buzz. I don't know any other way to stop it. Nice long bolt. It's just going to go. And I don't know how to put it back together either, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it didn't go. There's another spring in there. It looks good in there. Okay. So maybe that's this piece here. These things all have to come out. So let's be careful not to disturb this, because I think you only get this gear, you don't get all these parts, and that's where the teeth are gone. Alright. Don't fall apart. So, here's the recoil component. And funny, now it retracts all the way. Interesting. So it does have a notch for the rope. I'm looking for a hole that this will line up to so you can throw a screwdriver down there. And hold it. I don't see one. But if you don't pull this thing out, you don't lose that spring. Changing this rope might not be too bad if you can get the end of the rope out of here, okay? And you can stop this. We can move this spring over. I can remember where that goes if I don't lose it. Okay, this has got to stay down. There's no hole in the top of this to keep this thing from spinning. So we're going to have to come up with something to keep it from spinning, because one false move and it's the pearly gates for that spring. I think we can get through these gears once we get all the parts and put it back together and grease everything up. But it's going to be a nice machine, nice starter. Alright, let me think about how we're going to do this. Hope I don't screw it up. Not on camera. Alright, I wiped this down with some alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. And I used duct tape to hold it from spinning. I don't know if it'll work or not. We'll try to get this knot pulled out. Should be fun. Hey, got it. Alright. Take my little knot out of here. So I got 100 feet of true blue heavy duty commercial starter rope. If you ever got to do like more than about 2 of these in your life, you just will get a roll. Amazon, eBay, those popular places. See if this will cut it. Got better cutters. Done. Alright, don't fail me now. Wish I could use this rope. I'm pressing my duct tape back on. I just know it's going to fail. Come on. Can't even get it in the first hole. You better not go anywhere. Alright, let me see if I can put a better end. This is the factory end on this rope. Whoop. Try again. Shoot. Well. Try to make it as small an end as it could. There we go. Oh, no, sweetie. I know, you're a good watchdog, huh? Hey, we might make this thing. Look at that. You think every noise out there, somebody's going to attack. Shh. I don't think that's the case, Autumn Bear. No. Hey, it's time to be quiet now, okay? I know. Who would come in here with that growl? Who would even bother? Alright, look at that. We did it. Not usually successful with these stupid recoil things. I was kind of hating it. I don't know if there's another video on YouTube of a successful rope change or not. I know you want like 4 revolutions. So let's count this as this thing wraps itself around. Count how many times the knot goes by. 1, 2. That's about it. 2. But we got a notch, right? So let's bring the notch over here. Gosh, I hope you can see, but I gotta see too, you know what I mean? I need to put this rope in this notch and then put a couple turns on it without damaging the rope. Get it? Get it? Get it? So, well, she slipped it out. We'll get her back in there. Without losing the spring, right? So it needs like 7 hands. My dog can't help me with this though, although she'd like to. Alright, so let's put 2 winds on this thing. Okay, carefully, while keeping pressure down. 1. Okay, keeping the rope in the notch. Coming up on 2. There's 1.5. There's 2. Now let's pull this tight. Pull it tight from the other end. It has to hook on everything. Okay. Now we'll make sure we got 4. Okay, so this is 1. 2, 3, catching on everything, even a drill bit. Wow. 3.5, 4. Awesome. All right. 4 should do us. And now we're going to pull this back a little. We're going to put a knot in this rope. Somehow or the other. Okay. Right. There we are. Rope is replaced. Gear is ordered. The thing about this generator I feared the most maybe isn't so bad, but I haven't taken that thing apart yet, so we'll wait till the gear gets here so I can remember how it came apart. Alright, again, more later. Hey guys, I think what I'm going to do is end this video here, and then we'll pick it back up again. This thing is a long ways apart. We got the recoil all redone. We got actually a lot of stuff done with this thing. I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. Know it runs good. We're just waiting on parts and so forth. So I'm going to probably start cleaning up some of the tins and plastics and so forth. Get those things kind of ready. Do that maybe in a separate video, because I'm going to maybe try to restore these plastics. There's some engraving and stuff on them. We'll see what we can do with that. And then we'll get back into a reassembly of this machine. How is that? So, with that, guys, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Thumbs up on the way out the door, please. Help me out. Got to keep these videos going somehow or another. I don't ask for Patreon. I don't ask for anything. Just watch the videos. Watch another video. Give me a thumbs up so somebody else might get an opportunity to see this as well. So the Honda EU3000is is going to come back to life. It's going to look pretty good. It's going to run good. Once all said and done, we'll evaluate it, and we might do a propane conversion. All right? Catch you on the next video.